Come on. Can I just have, like, one night or evening where, like, the VPN, like, cooperates with my intent? Oh, so this is just a straight up brand new stream now. Alright, I need to go into my browser and fix that. Or rather, I just need to, mainly on YouTube, I need to, God, I fucking hate this VPN sometimes. Okay. As a newbie in the Special Patrol, I'm obligated to monitor foreign creatures, provide the highest levels of assistance to special guests, and resolve issues that are beyond the ability of ordinary guards. If fungi-related events can bring considerable economic benefit to the Court of Fontaine, then I would be considered to have accumulated experience that goes beyond combat, and our captain would value me more. Oh, don't be so serious. It's just a game. Relax. In Paimon's opinion, anything linked to fungi tends to help people forget their troubles and be happy. In that case, I happen to have a suggestion. Soka and I have tried Lil Fungi's Fantastic Fiesta several hundred times, but we represent only two types of players, whereas the guests have the most diverse mentalities. As it happens, the two of you have very unique personalities and experiences, and Miss Tarina is also a most responsible person. So if the two of you were to play a few matches, we should be able to discover many in-game limitations, and that will help with further improvements. Alright, time for a new game. I was planning on giving it a try anyway. Since even the Super Zenith boss level forces are absolutely interested, and this will make an excellent feather in my resume cap, of course I'd be happy to help. But I'm well aware that I'm inferior to you in all aspects, so please go easy on me. No. Strong. Too strong. Even if it's just a tabletop game, you're still practically invulnerable. But please go a few more rounds with me and teach me more. Am I really that good? Flattery won't get you anywhere. That's a little too much, don't you think? We're just playing a game. Please don't try to be humble. This tabletop game can reflect a player's ability to command. The positioning of each little fungus, their opponent, the skill activation rhythm, support timings, everything is important. You haven't received any command training from the Maison Gardiennage, and yet you're able to launch joint attacks so skillfully. You're not just a Super Zenith boss level force, you're a real Super Zenith boss. I don't even know what that means. Are you interested in taking up a position in the Maison? I'm sure you'd become a captain in no time. Sorry, Maison. And then advance further still into one of the organization's pillars. Alright, what's the pay like? About that. I'm not very sure. I remember that the monthly salary of ordinary guards used to be 300,000 more a few years ago. I guess it might have risen slightly by now. How much is 300,000 more per month? It sounds like quite a familiar number to Paimon. Come now, am I not worth millions? That won't even feed Paimon. It can't be helped. The Maison is an executive agency funded by tax money, aka theft. So of course the pay wouldn't be that high. I understand the respect you feel for them, Miss Serena. Unfortunately, from what I know, they plan on traveling around Teyvat while helping people from all nations to resolve their problems and eliminate monsters. As a recipient of their kindness, I too hope that more shall be able to receive their help. I see. Sowing the seeds of justice and peace throughout Teyvat is indeed more important than merely maintaining order in Fontaine. Then all I can do is go a few more rounds with you and do my best to understand your way of thinking. Anyway, there's something important we can't forget, Hania. You want to know how Bongo Head's doing, right? Bongo Head and Kindlejoy are right over there. Miss Serena even specially arranged for someone to take care of our fungi buddies. As before, I've prepared special jellies this time too. You can play with them while enjoying some snacks together. Alright, that's what Paimon's talking about. You really are getting better at this, Hania. Boyish dude, let's each play a round of Lil Fungi's Fantastic Fiesta with Terena, and then we'll go see Bongo Head. I knew it. Your strategy was outstanding in the Nilupala Cup and Fungus Mechanicus, and it's extraordinary here, too. I suppose I should bring my A-game. Your A-game? Anyway, Boss Golden Comet, Silver Companion, what do you think of Little Fungi's Fantastic Fiesta? Stop being so formal. We're friends, you know? Yeah, we're friends. Saying that makes it feel like we're superior and subordinate, and that creates that, you know, sense of distance. My concern is that publicly, I'm an employee of the Beast Tamers Tournament's organizer, and the two of you are our highest level decision makers. According to 500 Things You Need to Know when organizing a big event, attention should always be paid to etiquette and rules, so using the correct method of address is important as well. I may need to take up some of your time later to meet with our sponsors and discuss the event. Like our sponsor this time, the Fonsa Project team. I guess I can be the boss for a while. Not only that, the boss takes all the blame. The blame? Do you mean, if they think our event didn't perform well, they might blame everything on the highest level decision makers? Yeah, or maybe our title of boss and a reputation will put the spotlight, and thus any blame that must be laid, on us. Even if we get a chance to explain ourselves, it'll definitely take a lot of time. In that way, we'd actually be creating trouble for you, Hania. That makes sense. I never considered this possibility. I see. When it comes to dealing with people, it seems I'm still lacking in experience when compared to you. I should use this term of address carefully from now on. Then, no, I should give more consideration to how I deal with non-mercenaries. Guess I can be the boss for a while. We know nothing about business talk. They may see through our lack of experience if we're present. These two so-called bosses are complete amateurs. The deals we offer don't have to be that good. And we won't be able to refute it, so it'll make everything absolutely embarrassing. In that way, we'd actually be creating trouble for you, Hania. I see. When it comes to dealing with people, it seems I'm still lacking in experience when compared to you. We're more concerned about how you're doing, really. Yeah, Hania, we haven't seen each other in a long time, and you've changed so much. You must have gone through a lot. Me? I think I've been living quite peacefully, in truth. Soka taught me a lot about vocabulary and grammar after I returned from Port Ormos, and that helped me get through numerous books. I think my level of knowledge should barely meet the standards of the lowest level of students. In return, I helped Soka with physical training, and taught her more rainforest survival and combat skills. Maybe it was her keen interest in mercenaries that kept her spirits high at all times, but I took her to meet some of my old mercenary friends, and it didn't take long for her to hit it off with them. What really surprised me was how we encountered some monsters on the way back. Only for Soka to leap forward and take them down with a few swings of her axe. She's got a real gift. Guess we look forward to you entering the academia soon, huh? Yeah, right. I'm sure you'll make it, what with all the books you've been reading. Not at all. I don't need a degree. I'm satisfied with taking care of my fungi buddies. Anyway, we appreciate your concern. We've been living life to the fullest lately. We can look forward to Soka's masterpiece soon, methinks. Huh, but she seemed so weak before. Someone can't imagine how she's gotten this good at fighting. As a writer who has personally experienced the Beast Tamers tournament, reigned for survival, and adventure as a mercenary, A story written by Soko would certainly be special. Anyway, we appreciate your concern. We've been living life to the fullest lately. Let's talk about our fungi buddies, shall we? Relax, Golden Comet. Soka and I stocked up on a bunch of supplies in Port Ormos, expanded the camp, and obtained jellies with improved flavors. Bongohead and the others are well fed, and even if they don't go outside their camp, they have climbing walls, swings, and seesaws to keep them from feeling bored. We're literally treating them like little kids. That's kind of adorable and also kind of creepy and scary at the same time. And when they go outside, the fungi get along well with the shroom boars, dusk birds, and sumpter beasts. Sometimes they even go for walks on the sumpter beasts. Paimon almost feels like joining them now. However, Miss Naja, who is responsible for improving the Wisdom Orb, has encountered a problem and seems intent on taking the technology in a different direction. The development of a new orb is experiencing a huge lack of funding too, so it will be impossible to complete it at the expected rate. Some delays are understandable. It's a very important device after all. Fontaine has been loaded with typos. This update's been pretty good so far, though. Last update had so many typos. Yeah, we really can't be careless with it. So it can't be helped if it's slow going. If only Paimon knew how to conduct research, then she'd at least be able to help. Besides searching for reliable sponsors and promoting the event in advance, I came to Fontaine with the goal of finding technicians skilled in this field. Fortunately, the Fontaine Research Institute's Fonsa research team didn't just provide a huge amount of funding to us, but they also promised to help us look for the necessary talent. And what's the catch? There's no such thing as free fried eggs in this world. Paimon's still kinda worried. Did those guys who invented Fonta really not ask anything of you? Of course they did. They asked for naming rights and to be the sole supplier. As such, the next Beast Tamers tournament might not be the Nilupala Cup, but the Fonta Cup instead. The exact name is still under discussion. All beverages sold by the organizer during the event must be swapped to Fonta or Fonta derivatives as well. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. It sounds like they're just trying to promote Fonta through the Beast Tamers tournament. Wait a minute. If we're talking fame, then we're the ones who stand to gain from this, so it seems like we're the biggest winner, no matter how you look at it. There aren't any competing products right now either. Let's make the new sponsors engage in bidding in the future. Indeed. We've won the fungi's important funding without losing anything. Or we've won the fungi important funding without losing anything. It would be a waste to let this opportunity slip by. I've carefully verified everything with Soka and Mr. Balfour, too. There are no traps in the previous contract, which is good, since I hope to do this well. After hearing that detailed explanation from you, Hania, Paimon thinks the future's looking really good. Maybe your trip to Fontaine will be the stepping stone to many great things. Thanks for the kind words, Silver Companion. Excuse me. Apologies. I need to go to the bathroom, so I will be right back. I don't know what that was, but... hold on. I will be right back. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out why the Be Right Back screen doesn't have, like, a natural, like, fade transition like it should. Because that seemed to be, like, an encoding overload, which shouldn't be happening. So... we do the last line of Hania. See you later. Sure, seems you two are busy. Don't worry, I'll be staying here for some time, so feel free to come back if you want to catch up or play another round of Lil Fungi's Fantastic Fiesta. Did she have another line there that I could have... it all just leads to the same outcome. Let's make the new sponsors engage in bidding in the future. Bidding? Do you mean making any new sponsors engage in bidding against the Fonta project team for the naming rights? We can do that? Boyish dude, how are you always so full of great ideas? I don't know. Yeah, after hearing that detailed explanation from you, Hania, Paimon thinks the future is looking really good. Maybe your trip to Fontaine will be the stepping stone to many great things. Thanks for the kind words, Silver Companion. Alright, Terena. Also, please consider giving me more coaching if you have the time. I intend to become a master tactician. Since when did I become your leader? Oh, sorry. I've already started imagining what it would be like with you and the Special Patrol. Although I'm afraid we still can't offer you millions of mora per month. But if you ever meet Captain Shivrus, well, she might just write you a recommendation for a salary like that. Shivrus? Shivrus is like the new character that's gonna be in the next patch. Guns and Roses. She's the captain of our Special Patrol. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say she's one of the greatest musket sharpshooters in Fontaine, period. Well, there's your problem right there. Realistically, no such thing could ever possibly exist, because muskets suck. They can't hit the broadside of a barn, even if you're only, like, 15 meters away. We members of the patrol are generally skilled at using muskets, but she uses them like they're an extension of her hand. They say she can shoot out a candle's flame without damaging the candle itself from over 100 paces away with even the most ordinary mass-produced musket. The current leaders of every squad in the patrol are either sharpshooters who have been personally taught by her or have undergone strict evaluation. As a newbie who's just joined, I can barely make a shot from around 150 paces away. And it has to be against a head-sized target. Whoa, what kind of marksmanship is that? Ugh, I knew you'd say something like that. Well, I haven't practiced enough, but I'll work harder. I aim to get 2,000 rounds of practice in this month. Anyway, if we get the chance, I'll teach you a little about muskets. Anyway, please consider joining the Special Patrol, or at least becoming a special member. Or at least become a special member, would you? Whoa, you're that accurate? Nah, I'm just alright. With your skill, it wouldn't even take that long for you to surpass me. Anyway, if we get the chance, I'll teach you a little about muskets. Let's talk about you first. Me? I'm just a newbie in the Special Patrol, so I haven't accomplished anything praiseworthy. It's why I was sent to manage Miss Hania's Little Fun Guy's Fantastic Fiesta. Of course, this doesn't mean that the patrol considers it a trivial task. I only took over the job and started gathering information from up close after verifying that Miss Hania's fungi companions weren't dangerous. In the event that we did encounter dangerous monsters, and if the situation warranted it, then we would have dispatched numerous sharpshooters in conjunction with the Gardamex. The Gardamex would lead the monsters into a kill box, and the sharpshooters waiting in ambush there would loose a hail of bullets upon them. In this way, we'd be able to keep the monsters pinned while preventing any undue effects on the service life of the Gardamex. That sounds amazing. Can that be used on me? That's not funny. You're not an imaginary enemy. Or I should say that unless the captain led the team herself, no ordinary tactics would be capable of suppressing you. If you're interested in the Special Patrol's tactics, I'll bring a handbook along and introduce them to you next time. Anyway, please consider joining us, or at least becoming a special member. So I was right in correcting become to becoming. Not at all. It's just one of our most basic tactics. Then you can start with some self-reflection. Alright. Ugh. Still too weak. What was that stutter? Lil fungi. Loads of fun. Superb Fanta, superb gaming. Seems that you cannot purchase Fanta at this machine. It is presently no different from an advertisement board. Bongo Head, Kindlejoy, long time no see. Paimon missed you. Pinch our fungi friends. Paimon wants to hold Bongo Head and pinch Kindlejoy too. Huh? Hold on a second. You both still look more or less the same, but it feels like you've gotten rounder. That means they've been eating well. Well, if they keep eating well, maybe they'll be bigger than even us one day. Then, when we travel together, Bongo Head can put us on its head and fly in the sky. And if Bongo Head gets tired, then Kindlejoy will take us, or we can find a sumpter beast and I'll ride on it. Looks like you're all looking forward to the journey, huh? Once the Wisdom Orb is improved and the fungi can move more freely... Where should we go? Boyish dude, should we start planning? Let's feed them first. Sure, we have a few new jelly flavors this time too. What flavor will we go with? Fish and chips. Paimon didn't think the fungi would like fish and chips. Guess they're not picky about what they eat. That's good. A good appetite is important for staying healthy. You know, since we've discovered new dishes in Fontaine, we can tell Hania and get her to develop new jelly flavors. Coffee. They look even more energetic now. Why did I say they look even more angrier? Ugh, my brain. It's poo-poo. Huh. Do coffee-flavored jellies actually contain coffee? You know, since we've discovered new dishes in Fontaine, we can tell Hania and get her to develop new jelly flavors. Fanta. I kind of wish Fanta did, like, something other than, like, a visual effect. Even if it wasn't good, because it's just kind of pointless right now. It is literally just soda. It looks like they're about to float away. So they can't have carbonated things? You know, since we've discovered new dishes in Fontaine, we can tell Hania and get her to develop new jelly flavors. And this is? Looks like a Gardemek that Terena brought with her. Was it playing with the fungi while we were gone? The Gardemek seems to nod as its parts whirl and make low mechanical noises. Despite not speaking, gives off a sense of elegance for some reason. How polite. Paimon will give you a great nickname. How about Miss Gardemedicate? The Gardemek's visible parts glow faintly with joy. Hey, seems like it likes the name. The fungi will be happy to have a new friend like you, Miss Gardemedicate. Let's leave for now. Well, we'll come play with our fungi friends when we have time, right? Then let me teach you again. Aye aye. Don't go easy on me. Let's try this. Electrocharge team. Ish. Bongohead doesn't attack that much. Huh? What do you mean I didn't complete that? I didn't get hit at all. Bro, that's bullshit. That's actually bullshit. Not a single one of my fungi got hit. I don't even have a healer. What the fuck do you mean? What do you mean? No one got hit. That's bullshit. How does that miss, bro? I don't understand. Why is... I didn't have this problem on my alt. Why is it that for some reason, you can do this fight, like, objectively perfectly, and you don't get a reward? Why do you have to be hit by the blade waves in order to get the reward? It doesn't make sense. That's bad game design. That's bad game design. You get punished for doing the fight no damage. You literally get punished for playing properly. That's so fucking stupid. After a while, you and Paimon arrive at the Little Fungi's Fantastic Fiesta booth. I love these soft, bouncy, smooth, squishy fungi. I want to keep playing. And you are? I'm Engian. I don't know how to pronounce that. And I was Terina's drill master before she entered the special patrol. I'm nothing like her, you hear? Nothing. I'm not going to grovel before you just because you're super zenith boss level forces. So this super arrogant Melazine used to be Terina's drill master? Don't worry, Golden Comet, Silver Companion. Miss Terina received new orders not long ago, and has returned to the Special Patrol's base. Before departing, she asked Miss Engian to watch the event area in her place. She loves Little Fungi's Fantastic Fiesta, and we're always playing it. That's right. I love both the tabletop game and those round fungi in real life. They're soft, bouncy, smooth, and squishy, just like Tidalga. You can't eat them. No eating fungi. I won't. I just want to hold them and rub my face against them. Ania didn't mind when I pinched Kindlejoy. Excuse me. Apologies. Lead sinkers. What does that mean? Oh, that's what he means? I see. I still don't really understand, but okay. Anyway, back to this. That's the most you can do. Only we can hold Bongo Head. Paimon? Don't be greedy. You're so stingy. I want them both. Aw. Ania said you're experts at the game. How about a round against me? If I win, I'm going to hold and pinch Bongo Head. She's looking down on us. Let's do this, boyish dude. As early adopters of the game, we need to show her what we're made of. We're also the first champions of the Nilupala Cup, and the twin stars of brilliant valor. We didn't earn these titles just to be this easily defeated. The Texan almost came out in that one. I haven't used Bitch Boy yet. He was like really strong in Fungus Mechanicus, from what I recall. I really need to fix get better ones for this emotion. But I don't know. After I do some like actual like content in this game or whatever, I'll probably spend a significant amount of a day just like making more expressions for Vert. I guess I'll like fine-tune this one. Oh yeah, he's so good. Hmm. Will these soft, bouncy, smooth, squishy fungi like Tidalga? Keep your Tidalga and dream on. The fungi haven't even tried it yet. How can you be so sure they won't like it? They didn't put any thought into her with dialogue. Forget about that for now. Let's have another game. Fine, bring it on. How do you take damage, bro? After a while, you and Paimon arrive at the Lil Fungai's Fantastic Fiesta booth. My mouth is suddenly, like, super dry. Oh, the twin stars of Brilliant Valor. Are you back for more of Lil Fungai's Fantastic Fiesta? Miss Indian received orders to return to the Maison Gardiennage, so I'll be playing against you for now. Hey, Soka! You're back. Someone was pretty surprised when we met Hania, but you've taken it to the next level. Your outfit is so... well, you sure are enthusiastic. And that's a good thing, because I have a lot of work. I need to stay motivated. And that's why I'll cut my problems down, one clean axe swing at a time. How are things at the newspaper? Are the advertisements coming along? Our plan is progressing steadily. Novel events like these attract a lot of attention, and the paper... won't miss any promotion opportunities. We didn't get the most important page, but it's clear that the event's becoming more popular. That's right, we've seen an increase in ordinary citizens who wanted to give our game a try recently. Many have been talking about what's the best fungi team with which to win a round quickly. I've also heard that people have been looking to play against you two so they can see how the experts play. Like to keep a low profile. Alas, so many people in such hurry to lose. Unless the two of you play against us, of course. You know our strategies very well already. Someone thinks a match between you and us will be a real test of technique. Well, you're here now, so why don't we play a friendly round? Come to think of it, the last time we went head-to-head with you was during the first Nilotpala Cup Beast Tamers tournament, where you beat me most soundly. How nostalgic. After that, Hinny and I went through a lot together, and many things changed. I bet it was the same with you. But your seasoned courage and fearless aura are still as unwavering and sturdy as crystal. That alone was enough for us to decide that we'd follow you, back when we were preparing Fungus Mechanicus. I think we made the right choice. Why are you reminiscing all of a sudden? Is it something that writers do? Miss those times too. We can make new memories together. Yes, what an incredible line. Anyway, as one of the designers of the game, I've got an ace up my sleeve. Are you talking about that, Soka? That's right. I'll get started, and then Hania will control powerful opponents against you. It should make for an exciting match. Let's do this, Golden Comet, Silver Companion. Alright, it's on. After all this time, you're going up against Hania again. Ooh, this is so exciting. But this is a friendly match, so let's just have fun. Hello, Adam High School Necktie Goodman. How are you doing today? Ugh. Oh, superconduct. You had a good BJJ class and now you're here. What's a BJJ class? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It works? I take it you're, like, from Brazil, then? And Marcia? Do you mean America? Well, I figured that it was a martial art, but since it's, like, from Brazil, I figured that you would probably... Well, I hope the class went well. Bro, he had like 1 HP left. Well, that's nice. Or good, rather. The guest of Tenshukaku, the slayer of 3,000 bandits in 7 days. Huh? The twin stars of brilliant valor, the great bosses of gold and silver. I had a great time talking and playing games with you. I always get lots of inspiration whenever we hang out. It's life-changing? In what ways? Looks like you're gathering your thoughts. I'll leave you to it then. No need to be shy. If you want to have a chat or play a game or two, come and find me whenever you're free. Two more games then. It shall be my honor. And the last one. Doge. I... BJJ is life-changing as it makes you a formidable force of nature. You can throw people. Well, say that's pretty good as long as you don't, like, you know, aggress against innocent people, of course. Martial arts, philosophically, I think is supposed to be, like, for self-defense and defense of others, not for just simply attacking people. But maybe that's just, like, an anime thing. I don't know. I don't know much about, like, martial arts culture, generally. Game maintenance staff. Newer shonen battle anime have implemented BJJ into their fights. Are you talking about, like, Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff? Wow, that explosion is pretty far. MHA, Jujutsu Kaisen, Black Clover, Demon Slayer, and Fire Force implemented Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in their combat. I haven't watched any of those. I think I've been vaguely interested-ish in MHA before, and not really the others. Its fight choreography could have been a lot better, of course, but it was sufficient. My favorite battle shonen is definitely Fairy Tail. I've always been much more into, like, good character writing and stuff. You outgrew anime in your 30s, but you admire how newer shows do it? You can never really outgrow a medium. Preferences just change. We won! Our fungi companions did it! Hats off to you, you two. Your taming talents are beyond common sense, and the fungi remain undefeated under your command even when facing enemies that themselves defy reason. Wow, praise from Hania. You were quite formidable too. Someone remembers seeing the Great Snowboard King in Magu Kenki before, but this time you even brought out a blade pup. You really went all out when you set that lineup, huh? You still respect the medium and think it's great for teenagers and young adults? Well, what I'm saying is that, like, it doesn't matter, like, how old you are, you can still, like, watch anime and enjoy it. Like, there's no like hard limit on how old you can be before you should just stop watching anime. Or, you know, and the same goes with like other hobbies, like, you know, Legos or whatever. Like, if like a man in their 40s wants to still play with like some Hot Wheels or whatever, I think that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, these enemies are all legends and adventures stories from all over the world. Our players will definitely resonate with them. As you get older, you just get less and less interested, and it just doesn't do anything for you. Well, that's kind of going back to what I said before, though, is that, like, you never actually, like, outgrow a medium. Your preferences just change over time. Like, if you're not into anime anymore, like, that's perfectly fine. I'm just saying that I don't think it's correct to say that you outgrew anime, because I don't believe that's what actually happened. As a writer, I'm a huge fan of characters from different works battling one another. I get excited just thinking about it. Anyway, dear twin stars of brilliant valor, you've played every stage of our game. What do you think? Fine with whatever you come up with, as long as our fungi companions get more screen time. You haven't changed. As Soka said, you're our boss now. If there's anything you want to see in the game, just let us know. Anyway, Soka will do more research and design more formidable and interesting enemies, so that the game will grow on the Fontanians. You remember mentioning in Neo's stream that you got the biggest enjoyment watching YouTube videos of people making cheese or grinding their own sausages. Such interesting YouTube videos to watch. Back in the day, man, you could make, like, anything on YouTube, bro. You're a boring adult? I don't think I can really say anything about that one way or the other, since I don't really know anything about you or your life or anything, obviously. Well, as long as you're happy, you know. Live life to the fullest extent that you think you should, based on your own preferences and values. That way, Fanta, our generous sponsor, will feel confident in continuing to fund us. Once we have enough money, we can host a tournament just like the Nilupala Cup. No, something bigger, and we'll improve the system such that it'll be as exciting and interesting as can be. Oh, Paimon's getting excited just thinking about it. Well, thank you. Video games are actually, like, my primary interest and have been since I was, like, 4. Anime came around in, like, middle school. Well, technically I watched, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds on, like, TV in 5th grade, and a little before that in, like, 1st grade, Transformers Armada, which were both animes, but I wasn't, like, consciously aware that I was watching cartoons that weren't made in the West when I was that young. I didn't know about anime at all until, like, I watched, like, FMA in middle school. Let me know if you need help. We know a little about management, too. This is a long-term plan, so we're not too concerned about our short-term progress. With guidance from Soka and Balfour, I can safely say that I'm in the business too. So don't worry, we shan't trouble you with details. Even when the preview event and the business negotiations are over, Soka and I will stay in Fontaine for a while, traveling with the fungi. We'd like to send you letters periodically to keep you updated on the project, and to let you know how the fungi are doing. But that'll require a contact address, or we won't be able to reach you, just like last time. 5Ds was okay. It has a stronger start, albeit some of the exposition is not handled that well. It really falls off a lot for a while after after they defeat, what was his name? Godwin? I can't remember his name in the Japanese version. I don't remember if it's the same as it was in the dub or not. And then it picked back up, like, once he got to, like, the, Crash Town mini arc, and then it was just kind of, okay from there. I think if we're talking about the Japanese versions, I think Zale is the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall. It just had, like, the best writing and characters, and it also, by far, had the best technical aspects, even if the character design of, like, the main protagonist probably wasn't the best. If we're talking dubs, though, from what little I've seen, overall, the dubs, like, stopped being, like, so bad that they're good after 5Ds. Especially, like, the Zale dub, I just can't tolerate it. Yeah, if you were to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Again and you somehow found the time to do so, I would watch the Japanese versions, and I would definitely recommend checking out Zale. Yu-Gi-Oh! As a brand was heavily inspired by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Are you sure? Because it feels nothing like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is, like, normie garbage. Like, I could not finish Part 3. I couldn't even finish the first half of Part 3's, like, anime adaptation. It was so bad. Well, that taints my overall impression of Yu-Gi-Oh! A little, considering how bad JoJo is, but I guess inspiration is inspiration, and you can't really feel any of the JoJo in Yu-Gi-Oh!, so... Well, somewhere we go every few days. I guess the Adventurers Guild? Perfect. Then on behalf of Hanea and the fungi, I shall write you two regularly. It's a deal, then. Our game's still pretty hot right now, so the event will last a while. If you're not too busy, don't forget to come by. Sure thing. We have plenty of time. Paimon's feeling a lot better, now that Hanea, Soka, and the fungi companions won't be far away anymore, and we won't be apart for too long. Paimon's really looking forward to the next Beast Tamers tournament now. How are things gonna go this time? Quite enjoyed JoJo's. You don't know why you did, nor can you tell if it was good or bad. But you did remember liking the fights and the humor a lot. The thing with JoJo is that after, like, you know, the alright, you know, passable quality of, like, parts 1 and 2, it takes, like, a huge nosedive into territory where it's trying to tell, like, a comedy battle manga story thing that's, like, trying to be serious and, like, in-depth and have, like, a genuine, like, heartfelt story, and also have completely absurd, like, battles and other things that have, like, no logic or rhyme or reason to them at the same time, and it just doesn't work. And between that and, like, all of the, like, you know, ass pulls and Deus Ex Machinas and fights and whatnot, it's just... JoJo after Battle Tendency becomes the kind of story where you have to turn your brain off completely, otherwise you're just going to hate it because none of it makes any goddamn sense, and it's just not a cohesive, well-written, internally consistent story. Like, JoJo's popularity, like, perplexes me because, like, objectively it's not good. It seems to me that just the fights and just the weird scenes with, like, you know, licking the cherry or whatever and making with his mouth or whatever, it seems to be more popular because of that stuff rather than, like, actual competent storytelling. Wasn't Golden Wind Part 5? I obviously haven't made it that far. I just know that, like, Part 4, like, ended Jotaro's, like, story or whatever, and then there was, like, a new cast in Part 5 with, like, Giero or someone. Weird dude with blonde hair.
Is there time for a quick snack?
JoJo's like My Little Pony and caught on mostly because of memes. Yeah, I don't know anything about Part 5, but I don't even understand how fans of JoJo can even like Part 3, considering how bad it is. I don't know, I've heard that Part 4 is makes some improvements over Part 3, but, like, the power creep is absolutely insane, because every villain has, like, absurd, like, overpowered, like, abilities that can control time. And how do you scale that up, you know? You just have to make your villains even more broken, which means you have to make your main character even more broken, and it's just it's a total mess. Part 4 is the Ed, and Eddie of anime? I don't really know all that much about Ed, Ned, and Eddie, so that doesn't really carry any meaning for me because I've barely seen the show. If you're not too busy, come back and play anytime. See you later. We'll be in Fontaine for a while, so I look forward to seeing you again when you're done with whatever you're doing. It's alright if you can't make time, though. No matter where you go, we will do our best to catch up to you. I'm sure we'll see each other again. It was about 3 kids, a money lover, a genius, and an idiot trying to get rich quick schemes. Get-rich-quick schemes during summer vacation. Okay.
I can't decide whether
That's weird.
pepper or garlic and peppers.
I thought Part 4 was about Jotaro, like, hunting down, like, the leftovers of, like, Dio Brando's, like, cult or whatever and taking them down, so that way there's none of them left. Alright, I should probably change the goals now that I've done the event.
Time itself is a silence. Time itself is a silence.
If there's nothing better to do, we could go foraging for ingredients.
Part 4 was about Josuke and not Jotaro. Is Josuke, like... I thought Jotaro was in Part 4. Is Josuke just, like, Jotaro's son or something? Alright. Gotten every reward from the event. I have over 90,000 Primo Gems. Josuke is Joseph's illegitimate son he had in an affair. Controller is bugging out.
Add Astra.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Now I got stomach cramps.
Vagrants and scamps. Oh, I should probably end the recording first. Let me rename this. I'll have to start that new recording, but... Can break, console, Genshin Impact, events, so 3, and what was the event called? Lil Fungi's Funtastic Fiesta. Fun Zero-tastic. No, that's not supposed to be it. And now this is just gonna be some sort of, like, world quest thing. But I don't even know what I'm gonna call it. Alright. I don't really remember what the context for this is. This was like over a month ago. A dirty, empty wine bottle from which a strange smell wafts. Like a sea filled with salty fish. I recognize that voice. An envelope containing no particularly special information. If there's any information here, then it is that the letter within is already gone. Where's our investigation notes? No Paimon narration. Simple button. Commonly found button that shows signs of having its thread snapped. An empty pedestal. If you look closely, you can see a notch left by a sharp implement. What's this? Based on the shape and depth, this was made by a small knife or something similar. So where's the knife now? Let's add this to our notes. Notch on the pedestal. A notch left behind by a sharp weapon, as though cut by a short knife or dagger. I do like SAO. Because unlike most of the anime that come out these days, SAO is, like, actually good. I also like, Excel World, which was written by the same author. And I also really like Fairy Tail and Eden Zero. We've been watching Slayers recently, which is just a blast. Though that one is from the 90s. A tangle of footprints with no consistent depth or pattern. Ugh, look at all these footprints. Looks like quite a few people came by. Based on these patterns, they belong to 4 different people. The paper's already put a lid on this news and isolated all non-related individuals. As such, we can assume that these footprints were left behind during the crime itself. Liked Aincrad, didn't like Fairy Dance, but really liked Phantom Bullet. It's Phantom Bullet, not Phantom Blood. And thought Mother's Rosario was very good. Alicization is really good, although it's like 2 seasons, so... it's like Sword Art Online, Alicization, and then... Or I guess Sword Art Online 3? I don't remember specifically. And then it's Sword Art Online, Alicization, War of Underworld Part 1, followed by War of Underworld Part 2. Yeah, but if you look at, like, I guess it might have been, like, autocorrect on, like, your phone or something, but in your previous comment, you called it, like, Phantom Blood, not Phantom Bullet. Let's record this in our investigation notes first. Have you searched the entire scene? Are you sure you haven't missed anything? Got so much evidence. Footprints, a bottle... Paimon's brain is almost fried. None of it really seems related, though. Phantom Bullet was so good, even people who hate SAO normally liked it. Well... Actually, I'm not really sure that's true. There are a lot of people who hate SAO who still didn't like Phantom Bullet because of quote-unquote problems with its writing. The only thing I can think of for that being true is because it's vaguely reminiscent of Aincrad's, like, you know, death, die in the game, die in real life type premise, but, that was never the point of SAO, so... Let's think, boyish dude. Does this give us any leads? Maybe something that tells us what to do next? Oh, is it hypothesis time? It doesn't even play the music. Ah. It's lame. You know, I could probably play the music. Kirito's, like, kind of always powered down. I mean, is it even really true that he is? Like, I guess in a mechanical sense, because he's using a lightsaber to deal with bullets, but, like... That's not... Let me... Instead of doing that, let me just add a new media source. Let me see... That's not... So... Kirito wasn't at a disadvantage in terms of, like, stats, because he still had a lot of his, like, skills and whatnot transferred over from ALO. So even though he was technically, like, starting fresh in terms of raw, like, GGO stats, I guess, he still had skills from other games, namely ALO. The people who said that he was, like, overpowered in Aincrad and Fairy Dance are just, like, objectively wrong. They don't really understand how RPGs operate. And in ALO, like, him being overpowered was literally, like, the point of the story as, like, a mirror to, the antagonist, and how they... as a point of comparison for, like, how they treat power, and that is for all intents and purposes not earned. It wasn't like just bad writing, like it was like explicitly there to serve a purpose for storytelling, for like character development and themes. And Aincrad is not overpowered though, like not even remotely. The most common instance of him being quote-unquote overpowered is him being a significantly higher level than a group of red players during world PvP, which is how it works. Like, world PvP is not instanced. A lot of MMOs have this. Generally speaking, you should assume that the people who hate the show are always wrong, because they always are. I can't really think of any valid criticism of SAO that's ever come from someone who hates it. And even then, there was also a bunch of stupid nonsense criticism from quote-unquote fans, aka light novel elitists, who say that the light novels are really good, but the anime is somehow a bad adaptation. There's just a lot of nonsense floating around about the series. It's the same thing with Fairy Tail. Like, even the fans say a lot of stupid nonsense to criticize it, and it bothers me so much. No, that's okay. Like, if you haven't seen it in a long time, like, that's fine. That's what, like, you know, me and, like, Neo are for, because we've seen it much more recently than you have, and he's seen, like, the first 2 seasons, like, upwards of, like, 40 times, so... if there's, like, any questions at all you have about the first couple of seasons, you can definitely ask him. If you ever, like, want to watch, like, a battle shonen, like, anime, you should definitely watch Fairy Tail. It doesn't have anywhere near as much filler as overall as, like, you know, like Bleach or Naruto or especially One Piece. And it has good pacing, really, really good writing. Its fight choreography is serviceable. The music is absolutely legendary. It's like some of the best music you'll ever hear in an anime. And it's just like really good. You don't have enough time? Well, even without, like, watching it binge, like, Fairy Tail's pacing is such that you don't have to binge the show in order to have, like, a good experience, because there's a meaningful progression of the story, a meaningful pace of progression for the story and characters in every episode, aside from maybe, like, a couple of the filler things that aren't as good. Maybe. So it's not like, you know, One Piece, where it takes forever for the story to get going all the time. It has very good pacing. It's much more brisk compared to other, like, big battle shonens. Like, the main anime, it's only, like, what, like... I don't remember. I want to say it was, like, 300 I want to say it was 358 episodes long, like, total. so it's definitely not as long as other big battle shonens. If you want something else that is written by Hiromashima that is still like ongoing as a series, so it's a much smaller time commitment and is also like basically just as good, definitely check out Eden Zero. The second season isn't dubbed yet, but the first season is in both Japanese and English, and it's only like 25 episodes. The first season. You don't have to pay for it, though. Like, you can still watch it in English. You can just pirate. As for, Eden Zero, it isn't dubbed by Funimation, I don't think. Or, well, technically, kind of. I think it was Aniplex. But it doesn't have, aside from, like, Happy's voice actor, voice actress, I don't believe there are any, and a couple characters that are similar to, there are a couple Funimation actors in it, but, like, it's more Aniplex, I think. Like, if you don't think Fairy Tail's too much of a time commitment, whether you watch it in English or in Japanese, Eden Zero is only, like, 2 seasons long so far. And so that's only, like, 50 episodes or so. So that's, like, about the length of, like, the original Fullmetal Alchemist anime. I need to, like, play this music. I just need to find it. I have it somewhere. Is it in domain music? It might be in domain music. Yeah. I'm going to assume that it's low by default, or high by default, and then work it out. That's definitely too high. Yeah, I think the fundamental thing with Funimation dubs is that you're gonna have to find a way to do what we've done, which is find a way to separate the art from the artist. Essentially, like, the voices belong to the characters and not the actors. You kind of have to separate them out from each other. Like, we hate, you know, Funimation and what they did to Vic just as much as you do, but we, like, separate the art from the artist and can still appreciate and enjoy the works that they do because they're legitimately good. Even if the people themselves, or a lot of the people at Funimation, rather, not all of them, are, like, just bad people. And honestly, I think it would be a shame if you didn't watch Fairy Tail in English because the English dub is better than the Japanese version, especially, like, fucking Todd Haberkorn's Natsu, which is just amazing. And then, of course, Jeremy Lay is Lucy, so that's, like, an automatic, like, win. What do you mean, not just Vic?